Okay, so this is the 73 Ford F350 I was just talking about in the previous video. We have it in the garage finally, and we're getting ready to start taking everything out of it. As you can see, we started taking some of the stuff out, putting it here, and so there's some of the new panels that we're going to put in. So we have here and here some floor pans that we sell, so that's going to go in there. We have the floor supports, which will give you a link to these down below the video. There's two different types of floor supports. These ones are the less expensive one. It's a one-piece stamped. We do have a two-piece that's more of a correct style support if you're doing like a complete restoration. For what we're doing, this will be fine. Some cab corners. Again, there's the lower door skins, lower inner door bottom, and then we have some exhaust pieces, some Siloprene, some epoxy, a little bit of everything, because I'm sure we're going to get into all of that. So, as we're getting ready to take this apart, we just noticed there were, I don't know if you can see, well up here you probably can't, a bunch of, looks like wasp nests that were in here. That's what just came out onto the floor. And, walk around the other side, some actual wasps. We opened the door and we were starting to pull stuff out and things started buzzing and flying around. Luckily we looked up in there.
Keep this one on the roof.
Nope. And there it is right there. Oh, the mole just got one. It's just, nope, he's flying around somewhere. And there's some dead ones down there on the ground, still moving around. So, okay, first thing, we're going to kill all the wasps and clean it out. And then we're going to start taking stuff out. Because this is a disaster in here. See the big hole in the floor. I think we're going to get the seat out. We're going to pull the carpeting out and kind of see what the rest of the floor looks like. And
and hope the metal's not as bad as the sides.
Yeah, hopefully the rest of it isn't quite as bad as that. At least the rockers look fairly decent. And hopefully there's nothing else living in here. There goes another wasp flying by. Okay. Okay, he's pretty mad. Okay, I'm going to set this down. We're going to put it on a tripod, and then we're going to start killing some stuff and then taking stuff out of here. Wow. Okay, so half an hour in, we got the wasps killed. We're getting the sill plates out. Of course, they didn't want to come out because everything is rotted away. This one on the driver's side came out in two pieces. And there really was no metal holding it in. It was just some carpeting and the rubber. As you can see, there's like nothing left of the floor on this side. So I got that out. This piece is out, still stuck to the carpet. Walt's trying to drill that side out. Hopefully a few more minutes we'll have these out, and then we're going to start cutting this carpeting out and get the seat out. But yeah, pretty much what you would expect. Tapping on it and you can see the rust just falling out. And there's a pile of dead wasp nests that came out of the fender. So good times. Okay, so there you go. Seat's out. We got it over here. Walt's taking a look at the bottom of it. Interestingly enough, the build sheet's under it. So that's pretty cool.
Information.
Yeah, it's got everything on it. So I don't think we're going to be able to get it out because it is pretty dry and crumbly. Maybe. We might be able to. I think I'm just going to take some pictures of it and zoom in on it. But it's pretty cool. They got the build sheet on it. Now we're going to throw this in the back and get the carpet taken out. Okay, so we just yanked the carpet out, and it's about what we thought. The back is super solid. The center is super solid. Actually, all around
this is actually,
yeah, this,
like, we could probably just section it.
Yeah, it looks like we could just section it over there.
In here.
And then on this side, it's the same thing. It's right where the water comes down around the cowl and where there was a leak in the weather stripping around the window, and it just completely, here you can see my foot underneath of it. You gotta love these. Someone just tossed a couple pieces of metal under the carpet for a little bit of stiffener. Didn't sheet metal screw it or glue it or anything. So it was just sitting there. But yeah, actually not as bad as I thought. This whole section here is probably salvageable, but this is gone. So we're probably just gonna cut that whole thing out and do this whole side, and then that side we'll probably just do the outer section out near the rocker. Okay, so we had to get the mud flaps, actually cut the mud flaps off the front so we could get up to the mounts here into these bushings. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of work, but we're going to get to it. So this section here is that body mount that I was showing you that we sell. Actually, that one that is right there. And there's a little access panel right here that you slide out of the way or take off, and you can get to the nut on the other side or the top side of the body mount. Our replacement panel, I'll show you here, actually has the same thing. And again, this is the one-piece stamped, but you can see it has that knockout panel, or the panel that slides to the side so you can get over to that nut. So we're going to get now that we have access to this, we're going to get these supports loosened up, and then we're going to mount, or we're going to support the cab on both sides so that we can start taking all this stuff out and not have the cab shift around. See how this goes. So we have the floor mount, and Blake and I are going to start trimming the edge. We're going to use this electric, you want to hold that up? This electric like nibbler, and we're going to cut this side of it so that we can get it fitted, and then we might use the plasma cutter on the other side. So Blake wanted to give this a shot, so we're going to see how this goes. I know it is heavy. Okay, so ready? We're going to hold it tucked right here. We're going to follow this line. You want to hold it? Let me go to the other side. No, sit, come down. Yeah, that's fine. You can keep doing that. Sure? Yeah. We're going to get in like this. And you're ready, go ahead. Yep, push it forward. Push it forward. That. And then we're going to come from the other side.
I need ear protection. Actually, I don't.
There, come on, let's do this.
It's so.
There, ready? Start it up. Okay. It vibrates. Here, watch, you want to tell them? So we went a little crooked, but you can see this nibbler actually does a real nice job cutting through even this real thick metal. So I'm going to just clean up this little bit, and then we're going to get it in the truck. Oh, and if you want to see it side by side, there's the new one. That's what we took out, or what's left of what we took out. So a little bit of a difference. Again, if you're looking for these on our website, this is the less expensive one. The more expensive one is more like a two-piece design, kind of like how this is. And you'll see it looks a little bit different with some of the shape and how it fits. Again, they're both going to function properly. This one is not meant to be an exact replacement. It's shape-wise the replacement, but it doesn't look exactly the same as the original. So we got the floor all cut out. The hardest part actually of most of this was getting that bolt out of the body mount. That was a real pain because it was all rotted away. We couldn't get anything on it. That probably took us over an hour just to get that out. But we got the rest of this cut out. We got the floor pan trimmed up. And we actually cut around this a little bit to make sure that the pedal goes all the way down to the floor and doesn't hit, especially once the new carpet's in, because we're just going to lay this over top of the old panel. So if we were going to butt it up and weld it, it'd probably be fine, but since we're laying it over top, it was just a little bit too tight. We thought, especially once the new carpet's going to be in, so we figured we would just cut around that. This metal over here is all solid, other than just like a little section right there, so we're going to grind that all down, get that prepped, and we got the new mount. We had to trim probably inch and a half off of each side because it was just a little bit too wide, but that looks like it's going to sit in there, so we're going to get that fitted right now. Then we're going to put this back in, and if it all looks right, we're going to clean the edges up and start to weld it. We're going to probably use Siloprene and go along this inside edge because we can't really get to it from underneath because the frame's right there. So we're going to Siloprene that, and then we're going to weld, probably just put some tacks all the way around it, underneath and inside, and then seam seal to seal it up. So hopefully that's going to be done here pretty soon. So we got the driver's side all in now. We tacked all the way around. This is a different day. We ran out of gas and it was getting late in the day, so we stopped. But now we got it all set. That's all tacked around, and the support underneath is all tacked in place and bolted to the body mount. So that side's all set. So we're gonna let that go for now. Actually, Walt's gonna work on making some little pieces to fill in some of the gaps that are around that. But it is super solid. You could jump up and down on it right now. There you go. We actually were jumping on it. So here's the passenger side. not quite as bad as the other side, but still kind of a mess. So we're going to cut out pretty much almost the same as what we did on the driver's side. You can see these dots. Those are the spot welds that are holding the original mount to the bottom of the floor. So we're just going to cut above that, and then you can see the black line. We're going to go around and all the way down to here, because it seems like it's fairly solid from here back. And we want to leave a little bit of overlap, since we're just going to set the panels in. We're not going to butt it and butt weld it. And then we're going to cut all that out and clean it up. So we're going to cut all this out right now, get ready to trim this panel and stick it in, which hopefully it fits like that, because that side fit really well. And then we're going to put the brace underneath, or the body mount underneath, and tack it all up. Okay, we got this side cut out. Blake's in here helping us, checking out what's in the ashtray and glove box and everything. So we got this cut. Cut the whole section, cut it in half to take the bottom part out. Now I just took this top section out. Get it out of there. Whoa. And there it is. There's our hole. Here, we'll flip this over so you can see what the underside of that looked like. Holy moly. So that was it. This side was actually better than the other side, which isn't saying a whole lot. So here, Blake, let me show this. There you go. Yeah, you can see that's all gone. It's all rotting away. There's definitely something living up in there. We got all kinds of carpet backing and other stuff in there.
Like a rat.
Probably a mouse or something in there. Yeah. So anyway, it's out. So we got it out. We're going to get everything cleaned up and get ready to do the same thing on this side we did on the other side. We'll get the floor pan trimmed up so that it sets right inside this little lip here. And then we're going to trim the sides of the mount and get it loosely bolted in, and then we'll get everything kind of fitted up and start tacking stuff in place. Okay, so we're going to use the plasma cutter. Blake is. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to cut the inside of this floor pan. Since we're just setting it down in, we're going to do what we did on the other side. We're going to cut along this lip so that it sits down in on top of the floor, because we're not going to butt it up to the old floor. We're just going to go over top of it. And then once we do that, we'll do the same thing we did on the other side. We're going to silliprene around it to adhere it and seal it up. And then we'll weld around the edges and everything we can get to. So we're going to see how this plasma cutter works. And this is an Amtico plasma cutter. It's been okay, but it's been hit or miss with it seems like a grounding issue. Sometimes it arcs, it's self-arcing. Sometimes it arcs on its own, like when you want it to, and sometimes it doesn't seem to, and I think it just has to do with the grounding. So we're going to give this a shot and see how Blake does. Can you unclamp that?
Isn't it copper on metal?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you say metal on it?
Well, you need a metal surface. So let's clamp that. Yep.
Oh, that works way better.
I'm trying to go up here with it.
Can you hold it?
Okay. Keep going.
Wait,
I couldn't see the line, so I want to make sure we're good.
wait. My legs feel, I feel really hot.
Maybe stand up. Okay, we did it. We had to go over it a couple of times. It's a little tricky. That little guide on the end of the plasma cutter tends to catch, and it like jumps around a little bit. But if you had like a steady hand, which I don't have, you can make a really clean cut. Well, that was your first time. That was Blake's first time really doing this. But yeah, it worked out pretty well. You can see, oops, Blake, pick that up, show him. Lower down a little bit so we can see it down here. There you go. There's a section that we just cut off. So we're going to take this now. We're going to scrap this piece. We're going to take that. We're going to set it in there and see what else we need to trim off of it and get it ready to go. But that's as easy as it is to use one of these plasma cutters. Okay, we got this side in. You can see it's tacked all the way around. It actually fit okay. We had to put a little patch up there because there was some more holes, more rust that went up beyond where this panel fit to. And then we do definitely have a gap down here, which we knew we were going to have because of the way we set it on. So we're going to hit that with seam sealer. But all in all, it actually worked out pretty well. You can see the groove in the panel aligns with the grooves in the original floor. And they all did that. So if we would have cut this and butt welded it, it would have lined right up. And we have a 53 Chevy pickup, if you guys saw the video of that. We actually did that in a couple areas in the kick panels and on the floor, and it did line up really well. So we're pretty happy with all that. So we got that done. Now the kids are down here. We are gonna start filling in some of these welds that go all the way around. We're gonna go underneath and do the same thing on the floor supports. So we'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. Does it look good?
Wait. Looks not too bad.
Okay. You want to do another section?
Sure.
Okay. How does it look?
I just did a really small section to take a look at it. It looks pretty good.
Let's see what this
I
looks like.
had to go over my first part because I went a little bit too
Ooh, look at that. That looks pretty good. Okay, so here's the final product. As you saw earlier, floors are in, it was all welded, grounded down, seam sealed all around it, and we're good to go. So let me see if I can show you the other side. There you go. I just kind of went over some of those welds too, just to smooth them out in case they weren't completely filled in. But top and bottom, got it all done. Actually, we'll take a look underneath. Got the underside of it. Again, it's not like we're going for a restoration on this thing. We're just trying to get it back on the road and make it secure and reliable. So it's doing the job. Everything's super solid. No water's getting through any of that. We'll hit this with some paint and then with a little bit of undercoating, and then I'm going to put a rubber or plastic liner up in here because the underside of this is kind of goofy. There's like 4 or 5 different panels that come together, and you can see there's like these right in here, like these rubber or felt sort of flaps that covered some of the gaps, and obviously water was just getting in, mud was getting in, it was rotting all this way. So we're going to make sort of like a fender liner to go up underneath here to keep water and spray off it. So that's it. So thanks for watching. Definitely stay tuned for the next video because we are going to be probably doing, well, we're going to do brakes and electrical next, so we'll see how that all works out. Then we're going to get up in here, we're going to replace the dash, we're going to do the windshield, all the weather stripping, get some new carpeting in, do a seat cover. So we're going to be doing a little bit of everything on this thing. So again, stay tuned. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.